Coming up on After the Whistle, a pair of 4-3 teams square off in downtown State College. Then, high-flying Ball Eagle welcomes a reeling Bellefonte squad into town. Finally, all the way out in Altoona, Central Dauphin face the Mountain Lions.
We've got highlights for you from all these District 6 matchups and more. Grab a seat, you won't want to miss this.
Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's Chapter of Awesome. I'm Kelly Warner.
And I'm Chris Lemo. I don't know about you, Kelly, but I'm really excited to see these Friday night highlights after we had to watch that unfortunate Eagles game last night.
Yeah, Chris, I'll tell you, I've just gotten used to disappointment with them. But you know what's not disappointing is the District 6 matchups we have for you tonight.
I totally agree. Our crew was all around the district finding the best games and best highlights, so let's get right to them. Starting right now in State College with a matchup between Carlisle and State College that came down to the final minute. Let's start out here at Memorial Field. After both sides started out strong on defense, it was the visitors who opened up, scoring on this bomb from quarterback E.Z. Thomas to wide receiver Dylan Young that put the Thundering Herd up 7-0. Now we'll move late into the second quarter. Carlisle continued to pile it on. E.Z. Thomas again making it look easy to Jeremiah Hargrove for a 43-yard score all the way to the house. Now State College wouldn't stay scoreless. They would make this a game as Brady Bednick bolted into the end zone to trim Carlisle's 14-0 lead going into the half to swing the momentum back towards the home squad side. Flash forward to the fourth quarter, the score is still 14-7, and State College tied things up with Jack Morris. He found TJ Yoder to make it 14-all, the home squad getting back into the game. But in the game's closing minutes, Eli Hargrove clinched it for Carlisle with a 40-yard touchdown catch, and the Thundering Herd would hang on to win 21-14 at Memorial Field.
Carlisle walked away out of Memorial Field with a 21-14 victory over the State College Little Lions. John Drager alongside my partner, Alex Rocco, and this was a great game from start to finish.
John, you said it best, just an extremely exciting affair. Throughout this game, the crowd was involved. We saw big plays, a lot of chippiness between both teams, and it was just an excellent environment to be here.
For more on this game, reporter Derek Hyde has more.
The Little Lions dropped to 4-4 on the season.
Thanks, guys. The biggest play of the game happened just over my shoulder, with Carlisle's quarterback E.Z. Thomas throwing the ball to Eli Hargrove to win the game with just 20 seconds to go.
And instead, they make a big third down play, scrambling down the field and put themselves into a situation. Kid made a great play and a great second effort. So credit to Carlisle. They got a bunch of really good athletes, and congrats on their win, and hopefully we can get them next time. You got to take a deep breath and kind of swallow it for a little bit and kind of regain your cool. Let it hurt a little bit, but not too much that it's going to impact next week. Our kids, we've got some great leadership, and they're tremendous young men, and I couldn't be more proud of who they are.
We got to be dogs. We got to be better during warm-ups, like I said. We got to come first quarter hard as we can.
The Little Lions dropped to 4-4 on the season.
Let's take it on over to Altoona. It was senior night at Mansion Park Stadium as the Altoona Mountain Lions took on the Central Dauphin Rams in a showdown between two 4-win teams. On Altoona's first drive, Tyson Reed took the option pass down the sideline for the to put Altoona up early. Still in the first quarter, the Mountain Lions put their own spin on the Philly special with Aiden Steinbugle handing it to Andre Dokes, who handed it back to Tyson Reed and back to Steinbugle for a huge gain. Altoona would score on the next play, making it 13-0. Central Dauphin would respond on its next drive after a trick play of its own, with quarterback Max Mosey rushing a touchdown, 1 of 3 in the first half for him to cut Altoona's lead to 13-8. Just before half, Dokes takes a pitch that bounced off the field into the end zone, and Altoona extends its lead to 27-16. In a game that totaled 100 points, CD defeated Altoona 52-48, moving to 5-1 on the year. It was a battle of crosstown rivals out in Wingate. Bald Eagle hosted Bellefonte on homecoming for the annual Curtain Bowl. After jumping out to a 7-0 lead, Bald Eagles running back Garrett Burns exploded for a 38-yard touchdown to double the home team's advantage in the first quarter. Later on, quarterback Carson Nagel finds wide receiver Cameron Watkins in the corner to put them up 21 points. At the end of the half, after the break, another Bald Eagle touchdown. Kevin Eckley returns the punt 32 yards to the house, giving host Bald Eagle a 35-0 lead. It didn't look back from winning 48-0 for their 5th shutout of the season.
Next, we'll head to Phillipsburg, Osceola as the Mounties took on the Tyrone Golden Eagles in a Mountain Conference matchup. On their first offensive play of the game, the Golden Eagles completed a pass to Corey Beck, who turned on the afterburners, 73 yards, all the way to the house to put Tyrone up 7-0. Now, fast forwarding to the second quarter with Tyrone already up 10-0 and looking for more as QB Keegan Gwynn found Cortland Rhodes for a 26-yard catch and run to extend the advantage to 17-0. Tyrone continued to pile it on as running back Colton Miller rumbled through the defense to make it 24-0 at the half. The Golden Eagles soared to a 38-7 win over the Mounties to improve to 4-4 on the season. Next Friday, Tyrone will travel to Hollidaysburg for a non-conference clash, while Phillipsburg Osceola will host Penns Valley, with both games set for 7 o'clock kickoffs.
It was senior night at Penns Valley as the 3-4 Rams took on the winless Everett Warriors in an out-of-conference clash. Early in the first quarter, 3rd and goal from Everett, 7 for Penns Valley quarterback Jackson Romig. He finds Logan Crater for a 7-yard touchdown pass, giving Penns Valley the early 7-0 lead. Later in the first quarter, it was 1st and goal at the Penns Valley 11. Romig throws an 11-yard strike to John Meyer, and then Meyer bobbles it but holds on for the touchdown. Penns Valley adds on to its lead 13-0. First play of the second quarter, Romig throws his 3rd touchdown of the half, and second to Meyer, Penns Valley leads Everett 20-0. Near end of the end of the first half, 1st and goal for Penns Valley, Tanner Ilgen would take it to the house right up the gut for a 16-yard touchdown run. This would give Penns Valley a commanding 27-0 lead, which they would not let up the gas as they stomped Everett 55-0 at home and moved to 4-4 on the season. And the Warriors dropped to 0-8 on the year.
Now let's check out other scores from around District 6. The Clearfield Bison stampeded all over Huntington to a 47-0 win. And in West Mifflin, it was no holiday for West Mifflin as Hollidaysburg took the game on the road 32-20. Bellwood Antis went on the road to Mount Union and blew them out 49-0, while Central continued their winning ways and stayed undefeated 55-7 on the road at Bishop McCourt. Bedford rebounded from a tough loss last week to rival Central with a 35-7 win at home against Penn Cambria, while Cambria Heights took the 20-7 win on the road at River Valley. We still have some more action for you tomorrow in District 6, with Chestnut Ridge heading to Westmont Hilltop and West Shamokin heading to Conemaugh Valley. Both kick off at 1 o'clock.
There is unfortunately no Penn State football tomorrow, but this bye week is anything but quiet for the Nittany Lions after the trip to Iowa left with some injuries and a bad taste in their mouths.
Now put yourself in the shoes of a parent. Your son is down on the field for an injury, and the stadium is booing them. I'm trying to protect college football, and I don't think that's the right thing for our game.
Head coach James Franklin didn't hold back after practice this week. He defended Penn State after allegations the Nittany Lions faked injuries during the Iowa game to slow the game down. Among the players hurt were starting QB Sean Clifford and star defensive tackle PJ Mustafer, whose injury is serious.
Yeah, so PJ is out for the year.
Iowa fans booed the Lions as players went down on the field, and Franklin fought back.
Would it be strategic for us to tell PJ Mustafer to go down and fake an injury? One of our best players? One of our starters? One of our captains? Does that make sense?
Franklin won't update the health status of Clifford, whose injury was a real turning point in the game. Football beat writer Ben Jones says it was almost like two separate games, one with Clifford under center and one with his backup, Taquan Roberson.
When Sean Clifford's out there, Penn State's moving the ball well. They're getting points. Taquan out there is a different set of circumstances, set of experiences, and it really changes the whole dynamic.
Roberson struggled against the Hawkeyes, completing just 33% of his passes and throwing 2 interceptions with no touchdowns. He remains the likely starter at QB for the next game, but don't count out a Clifford return at some point.
Sean's going to prepare to be the starter every single week.
In the meantime, Penn State's season hangs in the balance.
Penn State will be back in action in Beaver Stadium for their homecoming matchup against Illinois. Who will be under center for the Nittany Lions is yet to be determined. That's all for today's show. I'm Kelly Warner.
And I'm Chris Lemo. We'll be back on the air next Friday with more District 6 high school football coverage right here after the whistle.